All right, everybody, and welcome back to the Myrtle Beach Golf Report. We are back again with another episode, a special edition. This time, as always, I am joined by Ben and Dylan. Gentlemen, how are we?
Doing well.
Yeah.
A little
fantastic.
tired. It's been a long week, but we're
I was going to say, you guys have been busy
working.
recently, haven't you?
yeah,
A little
it's
bit.
a good time, though.
Yeah.
Great success this week.
Ready for the weekend.
success.
Yeah, great success to the Vets Classic.
How many players do you guys have?
Just short of 900.
Yeah.
Yeah. 8 flights. Yeah, it's quite the time.
18 courses. I mean, it was a good time. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Good Lord, that's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
I think that number is accurate.
It's grown. Yeah, accurate. It's like 870 was the exact number, I think.
No, I meant the courses.
Always round up.
Nothing's factual anymore.
But no, it was good. It was good.
Like I said, guys, this is going to be a special edition of the Myrtle Beach Golf Report. It's going to be a little different. In fact, we're actually just going to start off and get our ad read out of the way. This week's sponsor is Sea Trail. I believe both of you have probably been to Sea Trail at least once.
It's been a while, but yeah, I have.
Haven't played it, but I've been there.
Sea Trail is 54-hole, right? Yeah, 54-hole
318s,
facility. What is it? Bird, Jones, Maples.
Yep.
Located just across the South Carolina-North Carolina state border. Fantastic place to stay and play. They're actually going to be making a lot of upgrades here recently. I was actually looking for the article this morning. Couldn't find it, but it's somewhere. So a lot of new upgrades. I think new owners. Actually, I believe
so, yeah.
I believe it was Golf Track. I believe it's Parker.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Okay.
Who
Yeah.
actually bought it. So
Friend of the program.
Parker.
Oh, friend of the show.
Parker and another golf course management group. So
Nice. That'll be good.
Sea Trail, it's a perfect option for a stay and play. It's right up there, located in like Calabash, Sunset Beach area. Bunch of different restaurants you can go visit before or after your round. So if you're looking to get a quote or just book a single tee time, head over to www.seatrail.com. www.seatrail.com. URL is right here. Vanna White is back. The funny thing
She's
about
local, too. Friend of the show.
Yeah.
that's what I was gonna say. The
North
funny thing
Myrtle
about
Beach.
Vanna White is that like she's from North Myrtle,
Yeah.
and like that's where the
And
office
to make
is.
matters
That's
even
why we
better,
do
St.
it.
Jack lives where I grew up. So I'm just surrounded by Wheel of Fortune. Yeah.
So like I
Fun
said,
fact of the day.
guys, this show's gonna be a little different. I actually want to start out with a trivia question for you guys. I kind of hinted at it when you both got into the office this morning. I haven't told you. This is I actually got it last night from a friend of the program, Salty.
Oh, he was
Great
just on
friend
our
of the
last show,
program.
man.
He texted
Yeah.
me. Let me pull it up. He texted me and said why he texted me this. I don't know, but this is the trivia question for you.
Okay.
He said, "Hey David, random question. What is the newest golf course in Myrtle Beach?" And
When you say that, you mean like
brand
built
new-
from the ground up?
built from the
brand
ground
new?
up, brand new golf
Wow.
course in Myrtle Beach.
I'm going to have to think for a second.
I confirmed his answer this morning.
I will go Thistle.
You sure about that?
Not at all, but
Okay.
Long Bay.
Okay. The direction was right. Leopard's Chase, 2007.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was just there the other day.
Is that their? How many do they have there? 4.
4.
They have 4. So that was
Yeah.
their 4th course.
Yeah, that was their 4th and final golf course. So
Interesting.
Sounds like hogwash to me, man.
That makes, you know what? That makes
I
a
don't
lot
know.
of sense.
I have a
'Cause-
spreadsheet that literally has.
I think the facility though, the Ocean Ridge, like when was it built? The
No,
entire
but,
thing.
but
the
it's not a
dumbest
part of
shit
it.
Sounds like
I've
a
ever
trick
heard.
question,
It's
man.
not under
That's
the
a
same
trick question.
clubhouse.
I don't like it.
I kind of
I
like
don't
it.
like it.
There we go. First beep of the
There
special
it went.
edition
There it
episode.
went.
We told you it was going to be
I
special.
like
Yeah.
I don't.
And I'm talking too close to the mic. All right, we'll just cut that a little bit.
Anyway,
Hogwash, man. I'll just stick to
I
it.
think I remember.
that was Dylan's word.
You
that
can
Rob
pick up
used.
right here. This is a good. I'll just make it easy for you. You can pick up right here. I think I remember the only time I played Leopard Chase was like on a golf trip when I was still in high school, and it was fairly brand new. The clubhouse. So that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I just played it last year. The course, like design and stuff, it's got some rock formations and waterfalls. Like it's
It's actually one of
really
Dylan's favorite 18th holes.
It is.
In the last
It
episode.
is. It was,
Good
yeah.
Callback.
Yeah.
There.
Wow.
So
that's a
I
fun course. I like
purely
it a lot.
only asked you guys that to get the social clip.
I mean, that's a good question. Actually, I hadn't.
That is a great question.
No
I would,
idea.
yeah. I'd love to know when Thistle was built, though. I feel like Thistle can't be far
I
behind
think
that.
it's on that spreadsheet. I'll show
Yeah.
it. I'll find the
What a
spreadsheet
clubhouse,
after
huh?
this.
Yeah, speaking of.
I just went there for the first time this week, and my goodness,
I was there with you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you were. That's right. I was shocked at how pretty it was. I sat.
That was your first time there, right?
Yeah. I sat for most of the round. I sat, in those rocking chairs, just looking over the putting green, and it was just like, it was a beautiful day. I was like, this is awesome. Then I got to ride around and experience the place.
Yeah, the greens are some of the best greens in town.
The layouts looks awesome. I got to get up there and play it because it looks awesome. I saw the biggest alligator I've ever seen there.
Really?
I mean, ever. It was a
surprising.
dinosaur. It was not an alligator.
It's not one of the courses I would pick.
I mean,
did see it,
dude,
so I know you're being serious. But
it was.
still.
Yeah, I think I sent a Snapchat to you
Yeah.
of it. The head alone was probably about 2 feet long.
I heard you had an awesome omelet too.
I did have an awesome omelet. And they had a new cook too, and he just loaded that thing up, man. It
I
was
will say
overflowing with goodies.
The food I've had at Thistle is probably the best food in town, I think.
Yeah.
From like a sit-down meal, like pre-round, post-round kind of meal, it's really good.
The one breakfast I've had, 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Great,
We had a
great experience up at Thistle.
Italian buffet at the Passport tournament back in February, and they had some like chicken parm, baked ziti. Like they do it right up there, man. They're good.
I'm hungry now.
I love a good Italian buffet after a golf. Remember at True Blue, they had pasta and chicken cutlets, and
We need to just turn this into a food show. Like we
think-
somehow get started talking about food
Dude, I
every
think
time. Between the hot dog stand at Myrtlewood to now, it's
I
just
think
a
we're
food
like
show.
4 minutes in, guys, and we're just sitting here talking about food, probably.
Yeah.
So
What's for lunch, by the way? You guys going out to eat?
I don't know. We can talk about that after. All right. So anyway, as I alluded, guys, it's actually going to be a special episode. Not going to be any segments or anything like that. But the reason we wanted to sit down and talk to you all, it's a few weeks removed. We just didn't have time to get behind the mics, and we wanted to get new microphones in, as you all can see. The PGA Tour is officially coming to Myrtle Beach for the first time ever, starting in 2024 in the form of the Myrtle Beach Classic. It will be held at the Dunes Golf and Beach Club. What were your guys' kind of first reactions? I know it was probably the worst kept secret in this office, at least, because we all knew about it.
Yeah, we've known about it for a while,
on
but like
Facebook.
What's kind of like your first reaction to
finally,
to the announcement? Like, what's
I would say finally is just the first word that comes to mind. Like
Yeah.
I feel like it's out of anywhere in the country that's more like deserving and more like golf crazed. I'm not sure you can really think of a place that. I know we used to have the tour events like with the senior tour back at TPC.
But like a tour.
Yeah, like a real
PGA
tour,
tour
like
event. Like,
yeah, FedEx Cup, like it's legit, man. Like I think it's time. I can't think of a place in the country that is more deserving, like I said, and like I feel like it's been a long time coming for sure.
I think a lot of players are going to be excited to play in it. I think we'll see a good field for it because there's a lot of guys in the you got to think of all the guys that are in the Carolinas that know about this area and they've been here and they're going to be excited to play in it. And even some people who have played in the area here are good buddy Akshay, who won the DJ here. I mean, we see him out there at that. I mean, it's like a home event for him.
He's kind of one of the names you would kind of expect to see playing that. If he, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he wins a tour event between now and then.
That's the
But
only
like, if he
concern.
doesn't, like, that's one of the names.
He
that
wouldn't
you
have
kinda
to do
see.
much course recon. I mean, pretty sure he knows enough about the Dunes Club.
He just needs to start playing like worse golf to make it. I think. 'Cause I think he's going to end up being in that top 70.
I would
That's a
just-
good
I
point.
would think
he
that he
might be
would,
too
man.
good to play in this event. Yeah.
I think finally, Dylan, finally is a really good way to put it. I feel
Yeah.
like, I think, really, it's kind of hard to put in words. I don't know why. I think it's just because it's the first year of the event. It's kind of hard for me.
I think we won't really see the initial feeling of it until it's like actually here and we see the
until they
grandstands
start-
going up and we see the
and, like,
cameras come
yeah.
in. And
When to me too, like I kind of like just like the nerdy stuff of it. So like to me, it's like a match made in heaven, right? Because it's golf. Well, obviously, we're the golf town, golf capital of the world as we claim, and we proudly are. And then Dunes Club, great golf course. That area has plenty of room to accommodate the tour. You got the Opry
and everything they
whatever.
need.
Big parking lots right there. I mean, it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a flawless, tournament. Probably its first time around, and I think it's just like a match made in heaven, man.
kind of going back to what you were saying about the attracting players, like the area as a whole, just Myrtle Beach, like it's a good spot to, if you've got some young kids, if you're a tour player out there, to kind of get like I don't want to say a vacation, but like bring your family to have a good time. Like you're not bringing them to downtown Charlotte for them to sit in an apartment all weekend. Like they're
but it'll kind of be like, and Kelly Jensen from the PGA Tour, who was here at the press conference, kind of hinted at this a little bit, but it's going to be kind of like a Hilton Head feel, where it's like you're not just like you just talked about, like you're not bringing your family and just like after you're done, you're just going back to your Airbnb or whatever. Like you're going to have things to do. Like chances are they'll probably be staying pretty close to the beach, so I would assume that they'll probably go to the beach, especially if it's a young family with young kids.
Right,
Like, I think that's going to be a pretty big draw. I'm curious to see kind of like for like sponsors exemptions and stuff like that, etc. Like who gets to fill those spots? Like who is like right now? Out of curiosity,
Block.
It'll be interesting to see too. Like
we'll get to that.
It'll be interesting too to see like with there's so much stuff to do here. Like it'll be kind of cool to see what kind of other events take place along with the tournament. You know, players, whether it's like a player making an appearance somewhere or this sponsor party or this, you know, it's going to be kind of cool to see what all comes along with it. You know, I think it's like we're all saying, it's a great place for it as far as there's just so much to do. There's possibilities are endless.
The effect like tour tournaments have on cities too that they go to, like kind of building off of that, like, you can do so much in the city itself that has nothing to do with golf.
And the charitable aspect. Too.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the amount of money that actually goes to
I think
charity.
this tournament will be sold, like almost sold out with just people in this area because so many people that live here have just wanted something like this for so long. You know, because even when you see some of the smaller things we do, like Monday after the Masters, when there were tickets for that thing was crowded, and that was nowhere near a PGA Tour event, right? Like,
correct.
You know, just things like that. I think people around here are kind of just itching for that, you know, to get that golf tournament and to get something like that here. I mean, even at the Dustin Johnson World Junior, we see a ton of spectators.
Yeah.
You know,
And that's just junior golf.
It's junior golf. It's so like for the PGA Tour, I think this area alone is going to fill up and sell out that environment because people have just been itching for something like this for so long, and I think it's awesome that it's coming finally again. It's just what a great way to describe it. I mean, it's finally here. We got something like that.
Now, question: is it for the top 70? Is it top 70 and FedEx Cup? Is that who's going to be exempt into those designated events?
I think so.
Year?
I don't think it's
so,
world.
yeah.
Right?
Okay.
I think it's just the FedEx Cup.
I think it would have to be FedEx Cup, right?
Yeah.
So,
'Cause if not, I feel like you'd see the majority of the same guys like
yeah.
for like 2 or 3 years in a row because
That's a good point.
So
it'd be
right
hard
now,
to drop that far.
So let's just say, hypothetically speaking, right now, some of the names that are below the top 70 mark, you have Cam Davis, JT Poston, Maverick McNeely, Adam Scott. I mean, he'll probably get out of that. Shane Lowry. Justin Thomas is actually 70th on the FedEx Cup list right now. So,
Oh, keep it up, JT. We want to see you here.
but those guys are probably, I assume, exempt through passing.
Yeah, but even a guy like
also,
JT,
they'll play enough events by the time that rolls around. They'll be well out of this.
Like JT Poston, Maverick McNeely. Like those
JT
guys.
Poston won the Wyndham 2 years ago. That's a tour winner that would be
also
coming to
Western
town.
Carolina University. So
Yeah, there you
he's,
go. That sounds like a
like
prime name to throw in the
a
mix.
guy who would be pumped to have this kind of event here.
Like
Cam Davis, Ryder Cup, right? Was that Ryder Cup he played so well in, or
no, he hadn't
who
been
am I
Ryder
thinking
Cup.
of?
You're
Played
thinking
in
of
Charlotte.
President's Cup.
Or President's Cup? That's what I'm thinking of.
thinking of
It was
Tom.
Cam.
Oh yeah, it was because he was
I
Australian.
mean, that's a President's Cup
Australian
player. I mean, that's a
player.
good player.
Yeah, so it's that's kind of what I'm most like. Billy Horschel's 109, Jimmy Walker's 108. Like that's a major champion.
Billy
right?
comes
Yeah.
here for. Billy used to come a lot from AM, so he knows the area well. You know, I'm sure he'll be excited to come
A
here.
past
for that.
champion of the Heckler tournament, Will Zalatoris is 115. Now, granted, he's hurt, and so he'll have medical exemptions. So
Yeah.
he'll probably be in the elevated stuff.
Also, you got to think by the time May rolls around next year, some of these guys will have played enough events they'll get out of it.
Or
I mean,
one, yeah.
Like JT, I mean, it's kind of odd to see JT where he is at this point in the year. I'm sure he'll play a couple more events and do well, and he'll be well out of that. You know,
Who's like a dream like sponsor, like corporate spot, like hospitality tent? Because the Myrtle Beach Chamber of Commerce is obviously a big part of this. But who's like a corporate hospitality? Who's like a dream sponsor? I have one in my mind.
that little smirk you just gave me, I don't know which way you're going with yours.
Just lead with yours, and then we'll build off of it.
Mine is Boeing because I'm a big plane nerd.
That's
and I think
cool.
it'd be
Yeah.
very cool
And
to
they
have
got their big
that would be
hub in
cool.
their
Charleston.
plants just in Charleston, and it would be cool if they would Boeing sponsored the event and then did like the flyover with the
Yeah.
787. Like they
That was
did
actually
with
cool. I was in
Atlanta.
Charleston when that plane took off and was
Yeah.
going down to Hilton Head, and it was pretty
So that's like my dream sponsor. Did you guys think I was gonna say something like Harley Davidson?
Yeah, or like
yeah,
Hooters, yeah.
yeah. I was thinking Hooters. I was like, man, where is this going?
Bring the Hooters store back.
But no, that'd be cool. I mean, we even have even back on Water Tower leading out of Barefoot, like Pepsi's coming in. Like, I wouldn't be
Yeah, that's
surprised to
huge.
see somebody like a Pepsi or a Coke or somebody jump on. Like,
Yeah, I think
mean,
Pepsi's probably would make the most sense just because they're up in North Carolina and
Yeah.
they're founded. What, New Bern is it? I think.
New Bern. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out New Bern, pretty cool place.
What let's talk about the golf course itself.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, Dunes Club is a championship-ready golf course, but I think I remember hearing, and I know you know a little more than I do, David, that they're making some changes to accommodate this.
Yeah, so they're going to be – so they've already kind of started some – I noticed yesterday on another friend of the program's Instagram story, Jim Huntoon. He was out there kind of just checking out some work they're doing. They're doing a lot of sod work right now, trying to get the sod to grow in, putting it in before the summer. That way it grows in and hopefully lays roots. But so what they're going to do, so they're going to revamp, they're going to make that putting green bigger. And that putting green's already pretty big.
Yeah.
But they're going to make that bigger. They're going to revamp the entire short game area over at the driving range. So that's going to be completely new. I believe on 2, they're going to take the tips back to like where number 8 tee box is. So they're going to add like 30 yards or something to that hole. It's going to play as a par 71, by the way.
What was it, like 7,300 yards or something
It's like 7,350 or something. So it's going to play as a par 71. They're going to play 8, that par 5, as a par 4, and they're going to build a new tee box back and right behind 7 green, and do it that way. They're going to add 45 yards to number 14. They're going to move that tee box 45 yards back. It's kind of like getting kind of like Augusta National in a way, like just getting that land behind them. Alligator Alley's untouched completely.
As it should.
And I think there's like
that dog leg right?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
To holes 11.
Still never played there.
Holes 11, 12, 13, me neither. I've only in a scramble, and I don't count that. So
Played it once. So
you only played it once? Didn't you have like 7 free rounds there from a scramble?
it kind of expired.
I was there for a wedding.
Oh,
once.
that's right.
I
'cause
let it
we were
expire.
Yeah, that's
Had
right.
to
We were
work. you
Great
know.
clubhouse. Great wedding that I went to.
Yeah, so like I assume too, probably from like a clubhouse standpoint, because I remember when you were still at TPC when the regional was there, right?
Yes.
So when the regional was here, where there was talks of getting the nationals in town, and so but the conversation became of like staging media and stuff like that. So I believe, if I'm guessing, I assume it's going to be on Golf Channel, because I believe it will be.
Yeah.
Because it's 300 points, so which means it's probably going to be against another event.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll probably be broadcasted on Golf Channel. So I assume Golf Channel will probably set up shop in the ballroom where the press conference took place.
Makes sense.
I would
that would make
guess.
sense.
And then they'll leave the men's locker room and that grill over there open for players only, if I was betting. And then that restaurant on the side, I'm guessing, will probably be for like
Waterloo, I think.
Yeah, probably be for like members. It'll probably be like a split between like members, media, and whoever else.
I mean, how cool is it going to be to see like number 9 with some grandstands around it? And the
Yeah,
camera pans up. And the
Yeah, that's what I'm
ocean's
curious
right
to
there.
see what they
actually
do
what
with it.
you know?
Yeah.
I'm actually more. Where do you guys think they're going to put grandstands?
I want something bigger on number 9. Like, what? I mean, it's a signature hole. I mean, I know you're taking away a little bit of the ocean view with the grandstands, but like, that's
Even if you
kinda
just do
one
it
of
on the
their-
left side of 9, it'll be fine.
Yeah, they would leave the whole right side.
Left and right.
Well, and it's going to be interesting too to see, because what we're talking about with who's going to be at the event, how big are they going to go?
Yeah.
You know, that's going to be kind of interesting to see too, to see that whole process unfold of how big will it be.
I got to pull the map out here and just give me a sky level view at this. I need to get my architectural
He's really
eyes
diving,
on it
wow,
here.
He's really diving in.
I'm going to guess they're probably going to put something. They're not going to do left. They're not going to do left of 11. I wouldn't think, because that's going to take that whole left side out. So I'm going to guess on 11 they might not even put grandstands on 11. 12 they'll probably put behind the green, and then have a tunnel that leads to 13T.
Yeah.
If I was guessing.
Curious to see what they do on 18, because like it's such a beautiful setting on 18 with the bunkers and the trees, but like I don't know. It's kind of tight behind the green.
It wouldn't surprise
There's
me.
probably some space, I'm sure, but
Oh, they always find a way to make space. That's the
Yeah.
craziest thing. You look at some of these golf courses now, they build these. Remember the U.S. Open at Chambers Bay? It's like, how do they build grandstands
Yeah.
anywhere at that golf course?
yeah.
Or
I mean, they figured it
Shinnecock
out.
Gym.
They figured it out for sure.
Like, it wouldn't surprise me if talking about 18, if they do like a connected build out between one tee box and 18, and they have like a tunnel going through it for like carts and stuff like that.
Just
So-
had this thought come to mind, and I need to spit it out. But one of if you know kind of moments. I think Ryan Hart needs to be a starter for the Myrtle Beach Classic.
Oh God.
I'm serious. It's
Hometown hero.
the Dustin Johnson World Junior starter. As you know, he's somewhat famous on Instagram for it, but
If you live
I don't
anywhere
know.
in Prince Creek, you probably hear him that whole week.
Yeah.
If you live anywhere between Charleston
Murrel's
and
Inlet, yeah.
Bolivia, North Carolina,
I mean,
you
I think
probably
it would
hear
be-
'em.
Friend
I
of
think
the
it'd
show.
be cool.
We have a lot of friends of the show.
We do have too
We've
many.
only have one guest.
yeah. Are they really friends, or are they just
They're
one
friends.
way?
They're friends.
They don't
It's-
know their friends.
They don't know. Some of them know their friends. Some of them don't. It's fine.
It's fine. It's
They'll know eventually.
what else with the tour event? Like I think it's just kind of. I think
Exciting, man.
Yeah.
like you said,
Cool.
I think the closer we get to it, I think the more excitement that's going to build from
I mean, yeah, it's already under a year away. It just
That's
feels like we haven't. That's the crazy. I think we were
Yeah.
talking about it yesterday. Like it's under a year away, and I feel like it's like I don't know.
Well,
It's
normally
still
when
a
you do
thought.
these kind of like big announcements like this, it's like 3 years away from now we're gonna.
Yeah,
be
you
in
see the
event.
US Open's gonna
It's
be
not
in-
like next year, right? You
Yeah, it's
know,
like, the U.S. Open's coming to Pinehurst in 2034, and it's like, oh,
Exactly.
great, I'll be 48 years old then. Like,
It's
all
like
right, settle down.
it's like college football when they announce like, oh, in 2056, Alabama and Notre Dame start a 6-game series in Tuscaloosa.
yeah,
It's like,
exactly. And it's like, well, okay, well, hope my grandkids
College
enjoy
football's
watching
changing
that.
a lot in the future.
yeah, no
6-game series, huh?
Yeah. Well, I'm talking like 6-year deal. That's what you know what I meant. By,
Playing a best of 7.
Best of 6, yeah.
That'd be kind of cool.
That would be kind of cool.
Would be actually really cool.
Yeah,
What
but
if
no,
they tie?
I think as we get here, like especially when they start putting the grandstands up, like I think that's like usually, at least for me when I see it at a golf course, like that's like the first sign you see, like man, this is real, like it's happening, like it's gonna be a big deal.
Yeah, and I think too, like obviously for all of you all that are listening or watching on YouTube, stay tuned to all of our social media accounts. We'll have a bunch of probably behind the scenes stuff once they start doing that work and building those new tee boxes and building out grandstands, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. We're gonna be highly involved in that event. To what capacity, I'm not sure yet. But anyway, guys, speaking of the tour event, 2 people that probably won't be here, Victor Hovland, Brooks Koepka, pretty good battle down the stretch last week in Rochester at Oak Hill. Admittedly,
Tough course, man. Jeez.
admittedly didn't get to watch a ton of it, so
Didn't either.
me
I got to
either.
follow
Weird.
along.
I mean, Koepka, let's just spotlight him.
tried
He played well, man. Good for him.
Dude,
He played well on Sunday. He did what he had to do.
I think the thing with me, the thing that like kind of goes back, like, so I listened to Pardon My Take Monday, and Koepka called in, and so Live DC is this week, and they were kind of talking to him, and they were like, "What's kind of your prep, this week for Live DC?" He's like, "Oh, I'm
Going to Panthers games?
yeah." So he went to the Panthers game Monday night, went to the Heat game Tuesday night, went to the Panthers game last night, and the tournament starts Friday. So I
He'll
think
probably shoot 70, 71 and just be fine.
yeah, and like I guess that's
He
where
might win.
I think
Yeah.
you and I actually talked about this yesterday too, and I've seen it circling.
Just got what you said about it.
I'll
I don't think 70, 71 will win, but it might come close.
Might be second place.
I'll see, and you'll see. I've seen it circulating on Twitter this week, but like Liv is like actually like perfect for him.
Yeah.
You sure about that?
I
I think
not even
so.
a live guy. I think like
Yeah, I'm
it's-
not either,
we
but,
were
like-
talking about it. It was like you get 14 events a year. You don't really have to focus on them, and you're still going to get money.
And now he's exempt.
I don't know,
for
man.
5.
He's a gamer. He's a competer.
I
You know
know.
he wants to compete more.
I know, that's the
he,
thing.
He even said
Yeah.
himself that if he was healthy, he probably would have reconsidered a lot. And I would have loved to have seen that because it's so weird to me how he doesn't win on the PGA Tour like that much, and then he just dominates the majors. I don't understand it. It's crazy.
Got that dog in him.
He has more majors wins than PGA Tour wins. Like when he was on the tour, obviously, but
Yeah.
he has. I'm pretty sure that he has more majors wins
here.
than PGA Tour wins.
It's 3 and
He,
5.
yeah,
maybe,
he has
or
like
4
the
and 5.
Brooks Koepka Management Open. He has a couple of those.
Yeah.
And then he has like one other random tournament. And that's it. And then he has 5 majors. And I think he only has.
So they Wikipedia, great source for information. It's
Yeah.
always accurate.
Friend of the show.
Friend of the show, Wikipedia.
Maybe they can sponsor the tour.
That'd be a funny video if we just took all the times we said friend of the show and just cut it up into the video. Anyway, so according to this, it's got Brooks Koepka has 9 PGA Tour wins, but 4 of those are majors. So it's
So he's 5 and 5 now. Then
Yeah.
I guess.
That's crazy.
that's
And he
nuts.
has
Are
one-
any of those
one Live Tour?
WGCs, or did he ever win a WGC? Why do I feel like he did?
I don't think he did.
Maybe he didn't.
Yeah, he did. WGC. Well, it wasn't a WGC at the time. It was St. Jude in Memphis. Wanted
Yeah.
so.
Okay, so
But-
he does have 5, but
And I mean, his whole story, and like we'll move on from Koepka here in a second, but his whole story, like about how he didn't have status, and instead of like trying to like grind it out on the Corn Ferry Tour, he just moved to Europe and just played the Challenge Tour until he got onto the European Tour and got his card, and then
That was when he was as skinny as this microphone right here.
yeah, dude, he was a
He was like rookie Brooks Koepka was a little guy.
yes, he
And
was.
then he just decided to beef up a little bit, and now he is the man we know.
Speaking of actually Dunes Club and professional golfers,
He said beefing up, and you said speaking of, and I thought we were going to talk about Bryson, but it's
I thought we were going to talk about food again. No, we're not going to talk about
neither.
Bryson.
Let's
I'm not
go.
talking about Bryson.
Dunes Club.
No.
Let's go.
Somebody that actually won a event, right, Jim?
Well,
Yeah, he actually he won an event actually at Dunes Club. Michael Block.
did he really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Wow.
yeah,
That's
he-
cool.
Yeah, he won the. I forget what year it was.
He won the 2014 PGA PNC.
Thank you, Jim.
Good call, Jim.
I remember that.
For
That
everybody
It was
that-
at Dunes Club and Grand
Let's
Dunes,
get
I
him
think,
back,
right?
man.
It was,
Let's have
For
seriously. We need to get him back.
For everybody that has no idea who that was, that is Jim Maggio on the ones and twos behind the wall, and that he is on the system called Voice of God. Michael Block. So I was in the car and playing golf pretty much during the whole tournament, but
Must be
obviously
nice.
it was going crazy. What did you guys think of the whole Block thing?
I thought it was awesome, man.
It's cool. It's sick. I mean,
Like as someone who kind of like spent time as a golf pro, like I could never imagine doing that, dude. Like,
No,
like
ever.
just like
I saw a stat that said he would have. I think he charges like $150 an hour. Like before this
125.
week, or $125 an hour for lessons. He would have had to given like over 1,500 lessons to make
it was
what
like
he made.
2,000 something
this past
lessons
weekend.
is what
Yeah.
he made. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he made $288,000. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
But just
so
I
that-
loved following along with everything of the weekend, and like round one, he was just kind of calm, cool, collected. Like he told the story of like how he couldn't even
was
look
one
Justin
back.
Rose. He
Yeah.
couldn't even look Justin Rose in his eyes.
Yeah.
You know, he just looked at his shoes the first bit because he just couldn't even believe that he's doing that. And then you see the video on social media where they tell him that he's paired with Rory.
Yeah.
You know, and his reaction is it's just so pure and just so natural. I think that's what it was. I think that's what got everybody hooked was just you could tell this guy was so sincere, and so all of his reactions were as raw as it can be. You know, some of these other guys, they might give interviews, they might kind of, you know, they've been on the PGA Tour for a while, they're a little used to that, but this guy was just raw, and he's awesome. He's a golfer's golfer.
So, not to throw a wet blanket on everything, but and this has nothing to do with Block himself. This more has to do with like media and the way social media works now. But like some of the hyperbole that was going around on social media, especially on Twitter
big
on
word.
Sunday, was a little ridiculous. I think I saw somebody, dude, literally works in broadcasting. Shout out to Big Randy for being on this block, another friend of the program, well before any of us were, but. This dude that works in broadcasting on Twitter said that he should be fully exempt in every single major for the rest of his life.
Yeah, that's a little extreme.
Yeah, that's
that's a little extreme, especially when we're talking,
If you win the Masters, you're not even exempt in all four
No.
majors for the rest of your
But
life.
it
You're
was, cool
exempt
to,
to the
it was
Masters.
cool to see that
It
it's
was
like
very cool.
It was like, hey, if this guy somehow gets his way in the top 15, so he gets to play in the PGA next year.
Yeah, so if he got into
Top 4 was the Masters. I
top
think?
4 was the Masters. Then if he got into a two-way tie for third or better, he got temporary status on the PGA Tour. So
And then it's cool seeing he's got an exemption for this week. You
Yeah.
know, that was a cool little kind of follow up story.
because
to it.
Pearson Cootie, I think, was
He
the one
should
W
do
dude.
well this week. I hope.
Yeah.
We'll see.
It was
Love
cool.
to see the story continue.
Yeah, I mean,
Sure, he'll play well. I mean, I think people need to limit their expectations. Like, he's a great player, had a great
Yeah.
week, but like, I mean, to make him follow up the week and go out and do it, like a tour event's no knock either. There's no
I love
good
his
players than
confidence,
that.
man. He was just like, look, I know that he's like, I'm just proving to myself that I can come out here and compete with these guys.
Yeah.
Like that's basically his attitude was like, I knew all along that I could come compete with these guys. He just never had the opportunity.
He was
And
arguably the
then-
most consistent player in the field all week. Like,
yeah,
shot
outside
70
of,
every
outside
day
of that
and
one
71 on the
errant
last.
shot he hit on Friday, he hit that one errant
Yeah.
shot when he was 3 under, and it kind of put him a little bit back towards down the leaderboard a little bit. Outside of that one shot, the guy was just steady, absolutely steady. He was cool and calm, and then. I mean, icing on the cake was the hole-in-one.
Yeah, that was
Just a
so-
dunk. I mean,
so
just,
sick.
And the whole place went nuts, and he
Yeah.
couldn't believe it. He didn't even know when. I mean, he's sitting there asking if it went in while Rory's
Yeah, he
hugging
tipped his
him.
cap thinking it was
Yeah.
like 4 feet. And
Yeah.
just being
I was gonna say,
sarcastic, and it went in.
He was
Yeah.
paired with Rory McIlroy.
Yeah.
And
Like,
you dunk in the final round of the PGA, you dunk a hole-in-one paired with Rory McIlroy while the whole world is watching you. You know, millions of people are tuning into that final round, and you dunk a hole-in-one with Rory. I mean, it's just so cool. It was
Storybook, man. That was his first tournament all in one, too.
I mean, he's got to
Oh,
be
was it?
thinking.
Never made one in a tournament, and that was his first.
He's got to be thinking he's going to wake up at some point here soon. And now the poor guy has to get on all these old videos of his like stuff from back in the day is
Yes, it's so
surfacing, and
funny.
now he's got to get on social media and see all these old videos of himself when he was like.
he's probably like, dang, I knew this was gonna come back on me one day.
He's like,
You think he raises his rates for lessons? I mean,
no,
like,
probably not.
You don't?
No, not at all.
to new customers at least. Like
Nope.
no,
Nah. Why would you? You know?
because you can, man. Like somebody wants to pay
Yeah.
him $50,000 for a 7-iron.
I mean, I guess he did just make $288,000, and he also just signed with a sports agency, so he's probably got endorsements coming as well. So
I can just about guarantee you, he's not going to raise his.
no,
He's not going to be like, oh, I was in the PGA Championship. Now I charge $200 a lesson.
that's fair.
Like, get outta here.
There are some people out there that would probably absolutely do that.
Oh,
Oh,
for sure.
1,000%. But I don't think I don't think he's one of those guys. He doesn't seem like that kind of guy. He just seems like a genuine good dude.
What else stood out?
My analysis.
What else stood out to you guys from PGA Week?
The golf course, man.
Sick,
Jeez,
wasn't it?
the scores were unreal. It looked like a U.S. Open out there with,
Yeah.
with the leaderboard. And it was like, what was it? There was a point on Saturday or Sunday. I forget which day it was. There were only like 5 or 6 people under par.
What is the PGA Championship's identity?
PGA Championship.
I feel like it's stuck between release patterns. Like it wants to be the U.S. Open, but it also wants to be its own thing.
I don't know. For me,
It's a fun middle ground.
Yeah.
I think. I mean,
I think it's a cool place. I think it's a cool tournament where you can get a kind of a mixture of golf courses, right? You have your golf courses that are traditionally U.S. Opens, your Oakmonts, your Marions, your courses that are just, they're diabolical, they're hard. We all know what they are. They're old, right? And then this tournament kind of gives you get to see other golf courses that you might not see in major championships, Kiowa Island and the one last year, what was it, Oakland Hills, I think it was, or the one in
Southern
Oklahoma?
Hills.
Southern Hills, thank you.
Yeah.
And like that place, you know, just you kind of see a lot more golf. Valhalla will be next year. Like that's an awesome golf course, and it's just you get to see a lot more golf courses, different golf courses. Like the U.S. Open courses are kind of all, you know what you're getting. Like
It's gonna be hard.
yeah, really hard, tight fairways, crazy greens. Like
LACC
this,
should be
you
sick.
get a little variation, and it's a lot of the same course designers too. The U.S. Opens too, right? Not a lot of variance there. Whereas with this, there's a lot of different courses. So
Yeah.
I think that's, to me, its identity is putting a major championship on a golf course that might not normally host a major championship.
Yeah.
I think it's equal toughness, but they just know what line to not cross. Like the U.S. Open, like Shinnecock, places like that. Like it got goofy hard at times. Like
As ZJ once said, like they lost.
yeah, exactly. Like I think at the PGA, it's going to be just as tough, but they're not going to cross that line to where you've got balls just rolling off greens and stuff.
Yeah.
Like it's a fair test. But love it.
Anything
I like
else
it.
from PGA Week? don't think
Let
I
me
have.
think here. I'm trying
Maybe we'll host the PGA Championship in like 35 years when the tour event's
Ah.
been successful. I don't know.
Sure.
Yeah,
You know,
Sure.
I'll let you have that one, man.
maybe.
Just a quick shout out
to roll
to
with it.
quick shout out to Rory. I feel like he kind of grinded. Definitely didn't have his A game,
Yeah.
and that's normally when he would like MC hammer like super hard. And
He's the king of just backdooring some good finish.
yeah, I felt like he battled for that back door this
Yep.
time though. Like it wasn't like a play very average for 3 rounds and go out and shoot 63 in the final round. I felt like
Yeah.
it was like 4 like grind your teeth. Like let's work.
I do
Yeah.
think it was really cool that a lot of the favorites, some of them didn't even make the weekend, and the others that did make the weekend were 5-6 over. They were just completely out of it. Like the favorites,
Yeah.
outside of Koepka, the favorites were really just
Wrong.
kind of out of it. I
yeah.
mean, you know,
Scheffler. Like
it was
Scheffler's
cool.
the
Yeah,
only
and
one.
Scheffler and Morikawa
Scotty
are like the only
almost saved
two.
the day. I'm telling you, Scotty almost came and
I was
took
gonna
down
say-
the
Yeah.
mighty Brooks.
Man,
He was making a run there on Sunday that was.
I was going to say, shout out to Spieth making the cut. I mean, he's definitely not even close to his best, and he still
God,
made the
I
cut of the
almost
major,
didn't
so-
want him to. I just
I-
I just was so
He's
worried.
playing again this week, man.
I
Like
don't want him to get any long-term injuries from this. He's covered in K-tape, and
Yeah.
he was struggling in the cold. And I'm like,
Yeah,
dude,
I felt bad
we've
for him.
all seen this
Final
before,
round
where the
69
cold,
though.
you know.
What's that?
Final round 69 though.
Yeah, I mean, he
So-
played fine. I just
Nice.
I feel bad for him. I don't know. Hope he gets through it.
Well, I mean, that's really all I had, unless you guys kind of have anything else. Just wanted to kind of jump on here real quick since we hadn't talked about anything related to the tour event yet, and wanted to. I know we've all been pretty dang busy, so I think we're gonna try to do another one of these maybe next week, if not the week after.
do
We
it.
get a little low period here where we get to catch
probably,
our breath some.
Probably
so.
the week after next, if I was guessing. So, folks, thank you for tuning in, listening, or watching wherever you find your podcasts. We're getting ready to roll into summer. Summer's a great time to come down here and play golf. If you're looking to book kind of a last-minute package or tee times, head over to www.playgolfmyrtlebeach.com and find everything you need to know about a golf trip here. It's your kind of one-stop shop for everything: tee times, hotels, package companies, how to get here, even current conditions to see how the golf courses that you're looking to play on your trip are looking right now. So make sure you follow us on all of our social accounts: TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube to see numerous updates from the entire market throughout the summer, and like I mentioned earlier, the Dunes Club stuff that will be coming up ahead of the tour event. Guys, thanks for being back. I know you guys were busy this week. Thanks for sitting down for a little bit.
Yeah, man.
Thanks for having us.
Go sign up for World Am.
Sign up for World Am.
Yeah, World Am.
Do that.
What's
Play
that?
in
Very
it.
close to 3,000.
What's
gonna
that?
be
it's
What's
awesome.
that URL?
www. A lot of W's there.
Whoa.
www.myrtlebeachworldamateur.com. Just had a price increase, but we are still
On the screen.
looking to get some more players, man. It's a good time. 40th anniversary. 19th
about
hole.
the price
Demo
increase.
Alley's back.
It's worth it regardless. Yeah,
Yeah.
Demo Alley's back. Yep.
If you're a returning player, we do have a promo code out there for you. I believe it's Return 23. Is that right, Ben?
I think so.
Yeah, Return 23. If you're a past participant, you get $50 off. So be sure to use that.
Other big news coming, man. It's gonna be fun this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, should be fun. As always, thank you for listening, and we will see you all soon.